Lab 25 Storage DRS or SDRS. A big part of this is automated load balancing across data stores and data clusters, thus allowing the load balance storage by I/O. So I actually have my DC and my ESXi hosts open. I actually have my vCenter turned off. We're going to go ahead and we're going to be adding in an additional LUN or an additional hard drive for additional storage. Hard disk. We're going to do a new virtual disk. We're going to do SCSI. We're going to change this to 35 gigs. Store it as a single disk. I know our lab document says allocate all disk space now. However, this requires a lot of disk space, and this does slow down this lab, so I'm not going to check it. We're going to call this one iSCSI 4. And it should be our 6th hard disk, and it is. We're going to go ahead and power on our vCenter. And we're going to go ahead and open up Disk Manager, format it, partition it, and get this unit up to operation. We're going to give it the drive letter V as in Victor, and the volume label will be iSCSI 4. Okay, now that our vCenter is loaded, go ahead and log in. Our environment today is just running extra slow. You may get a few licensing pop-ups saying that we're invalid. That's okay. Our disk management for our vCenter just always seems to auto-load, so that's a good thing. We're going to go ahead and leave this as MBR. We're going to initialize our disk 5. Okay. We're going to go ahead and partition it and format it. We want to give it the drive letter V. We're going to give it the name iSCSI 4, and we'll do a quick format. That way our disk is now good to use. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and minimize our disk management. I'm going to open up our star wind. We need to connect our existing iSCSI lines to begin with. And once it's loaded, we're going to go ahead and add a new target. Add new device. We're going to have hard disk. We're going to leave basic virtual disk. We're going to do a image file. We're going to create a new virtual disk. We are going to put this on V drive. I'll just do the dots. We're going to put that on V drive. We're going to call it iSCSI 4 dot img. We're going to put this to 33 gigs. Make sure it's on V drive. Make sure it's iSCSI 4. Go ahead and hit next. Verify it again. Normal caching is okay. Make sure to allow for multiple concurrent iSCSI connections. Clustering. We're going to give a target alias of iSCSI 4. Next, double check your settings. Next, That will be our iSCSI LUN, and we are good to go. That gives us our iSCSI. So let's go ahead and open up our C client and log in. Again, because of the timing, we might get a license expired. That's okay. Let's go ahead and make sure that our EXI hosts are actually seeing our new LUN. So let's go to storage. Right now we get nothing, so let's go to storage adapter. Let's go and do a rescan. And now we get our 5. Let's go to storage. Let's rescan. So why don't we get it? We see it in our storage, but we do not get it in our storage view. That's because we actually have to add the storage. We're going to leave it as a disk LUN. We're going to select the 33 gig, our new LUN. We're going to leave it as VMFS 5. And let's go ahead and give it a name. iSCSI 4. We're going to use maximum space and finish to create it. And there it is. So let's go ahead and make this round robin. So select it, properties. We want to manage path and fix round robin. And now we'll use our iSCSI connection, and it will use iSCSI, or it will use round robin. Let's double check that ESXi 2 also has it. It's there but showing inactive. So let's go and go to storage adapters, rescan, and refresh. We see it there, so let's go back to storage, and there it is. We probably could have just waited a few seconds as well. I want to get people into the habit of rescanning and refreshing for our storage. We also want to double check that round robin is enabled for iSCSI 4. And we're all good there. Now let's go ahead and move. I have XP A and B powered up. Let's go ahead and power them down. So guest shutdown. We want to move both of these to our iSCSI 1. Okay, so now from here, let's go back home. We want to go to our data stores and data store clusters. We actually want to create a new data store cluster. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and name this my DC. That's going to be our data store cluster. We don't have to do this by leaving this checked. If we don't check this, we can create it for a later pool. Since we're creating for a current pool, we're going to go ahead and leave it checked though. Go ahead and hit next. We could do a fully automated item, and that's what we're going to do. That way it will handle all of the moving of our data stores by itself. By doing fully automated, it allows vMotion to do the work for us. Next, we can do what type of I/O time we're looking for, what type of latency, what type of space utilization. This way it can go back and forth depending on our requirements. We're going to go ahead and add both of our hosts. So go ahead and enable both of our hosts. Next, what storage do we want to include? We should include all of our iSCSI. Oh, I take that back. We don't want to do iSCSI 2, we just want iSCSI 1 and iSCSI 4. Double check our settings and finish. That will generate our data store cluster.